Okay, today's book is Psycho-Cybernetics, and this is a great book. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did, but the basis of the book is the author Maxwell Maltz. He was he was a plastic surgeon, and he realized that it wasn't just the physical altercations that made a difference in his patient's life, but their sense of self, their self-belief, their self-image. It also changed when he did these procedures, and when he did these procedures, like, people's lives changed for the better just because they simply thought about themselves differently. And that's the entire basis of the book. The entire basis of the book is explaining the ways in which you can feel better about yourself, the ways in which you can frame things in your life to ensure that you're happy, to see the silver lining in every single bad. Like, this book has a tremendous amount of resources in it, and it's probably something that I'm going to go back through a bunch of times. I might even go through each individual chapter, some key ideas, but I really overall like this book. And one of the things that really stuck with me was the stage fright portion of the book, because this is something that I currently have and I'm currently dealing with, and it really only happens when I want to compete, when I want to go in front of a crowd, when I want to do certain things. Like, for whatever reason, like, I can be perfect on camera. You know, I can be charismatic. My mind can just flow. I can just allow things to happen. I'm perfect in practice when it comes to MMA, when it comes to kickboxing, but, like, I'm terrified when it comes to the real deal. I'm terrified when it comes to competition. Like, when there's the most minimal amount of pressure on me, I just fold. And I really don't want to live in a reality where I'm not capable of doing these things, because, like, I want to just test my abilities. I want to see how good I am, and, like, I'll never be able to see how good I am if I'm my own worst enemy. So it's all about how I frame these moments in my life. Like, I could either step up to the plate and fold, or I could step up to the plate and try my best. And if I try my best, I know I'm good enough. But the thing is, I can never get there. And it was really interesting to just see, like, he took several examples, and the overall basis was, like, in that moment, what are you telling yourself? In that moment, are you telling yourself, oh my God, there's so many people watching, there's this, there's that, what if I fail, what about this, what about this? And it's like, if you just tell yourself, what if I win, what if I succeed, like, I have everything to gain and nothing to lose, because I have no reputation, so it's fine. Like, just go out there and do your best. And that alone is just such a powerful message. And I can't suggest this book enough, because, like, honestly, it wasn't really my cup of tea. It wasn't really like the esoteric, the law of attraction. Like, it wasn't metaphysical at all. It was more material. And I feel like that's something that I really needed, because the overall focus of much of my reading has been the psyche, or things you really can't define, things that you really can't implement. It's more philosophical, it's more just artistic, it's more allegorical. But I really think it was a nice change of pace for me. And I think if you're not so much into all of the mystical stuff that I'm into, like, this is a tremendous book, and this is a great book, because basically this and Neville Goddard say the same thing. It's all about how you approach things. It's all about how you frame things. It's all about your self-belief, your self-image. If you think you're capable of making $1 million, you're more likely to make $1 million. If you think that you're a loser, then you are a loser. It's all about how you perceive yourself, and how you perceive yourself is then reflected into the world, and the world then reflects whatever you're putting out. So it's all about the give and take. And it's really frustrating that we aren't suggested books like this. Like, I really wish I had this book in high school. Like, I can't imagine where I would be if I read this book in high school, because I think back a few years and I was like a person that literally did everything wrong. Everything in my life was always, woe is me, the world's out to get me, this, I'm not that attractive, I'm not that funny, I'm not that charismatic, I'm not that successful, I'm not that smart. Like, I would always say these things about myself, and when you say things about yourself, it solidifies into your self-image. It solidifies in how you view yourself, and how you view yourself is reflected into the world. If you think you're bad at something, you're going to be bad at something. If you think you're bad at something, people are going to also think you're bad at something. Like, it's all about the attitude we take into life, and you can make tremendous changes by just changing your attitude, by just changing the way you approach things, the way you view things, the way you frame things in your mind. And that's why I will forever read books like this, and that's why I will forever bring them to you, because it's one thing to read one book like this, but it's another to read 20 or 30, because the author might not resonate with you in a certain way. Like, the way they say it, it might not make sense. It might not just hit you. It might not strike your emotions, and might not damage your ego or inspire you or motivate you. Like, That's why I'm always constantly bringing different self-improvement books. That's why I'm always bringing different books that do different things and hit it from different angles. And this is just another tremendous book that I think pretty much everyone should read. Like, if you're a fan of the books that I brought you, like, this book is another one to add to the list, because it's truly a great book. Each and every single page has some sort of shred of information on it that you can apply to your life and fundamentally change the person who you are. And that's what this is all about. This is all about taking the person who you are today and making him better. Taking that person and changing it and shifting the direction and inspiring yourself to actually believe in yourself. Inspiring yourself to actually become the person that you always dreamed you could become. And I want my apologies. I want you to understand, like, you don't have to become someone new. You just have to become who you always were destined to be. Like, when we make self-improvement progress, when we start doing things, when we start getting in the gym, when we start, talking to girls and doing all these things, like, we're not gaining skills. We're just, it's Michelangelo chipping away that chisel at that stone. Like, every quality that you want is already inside of yourself, and you just have to discover it. You just have to inspire yourself to tap into that reservoir of untapped potential. And it's all about just every single day understanding, like, you have an opportunity to be that person. You have an opportunity to convince yourself that you are worthy of everything in this world. And every single day that you start instilling these thoughts is a day closer to those goals. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I can't suggest this book enough. I will leave a link in the description to this book. On top of it, oh my god. On top of that, I have a Discord. I want to get more people active in that. I want to get more people talking about books that they're reading, just so I have more books to review. No, I'm just kidding. Just like, I want good ideas being spread, and I want positivity being spread, and I feel like that is the next path I want to go to. That is the next thing that I really want to push, because I feel like there's too much negativity in this world, and it's like, let's make a place that's not negative. Thank you so much for being this far. I will catch you next one. Peace out.